Hey guys, what's up? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to another episode of Black Ops 3. So how you guys doing? We got a game today here on the map Exodus, and I'm sure many of you guys have probably never even seen this map, as I'm pretty sure it was taken out of the game for a brief period of time because it had so many bugs on it. They actually never took it out of the Xbox version. I think I'm talking about PS4 here, but this is actually a map that I kind of enjoy playing. Maybe not a whole lot of people like this map. I personally kind of like it, and I'm playing here with my friend Tyler, and I believe I'm also playing with our friend Paul. And the reason why I like this map is because I can use a shotgun, and it's a great shotgun map, lots of close range engagements, as you're kind of seeing throughout this start of the game. And I am going to be using the Brecci again. I know I've been putting up a lot of games with the Brecci compared to other weapons, but what can I say? It's probably one of my favorite guns in the game, and it will dominate on a map like this. I believe Tyler is using the same gun as me. So I do get a nuclear this game. Of course, I'm trying to put up a nuclear in every game I put up, so that's just going to be the standard, I guess. But this was a pretty fun game, pretty fast-paced, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. But anyway, got some topics to go through today on this episode. It's been a minute since I did a commentary. I really only try to do them when I have some cool stuff to talk about, so I don't want to just force it and just talk about gameplay, because no one cares about that, right? I could talk all I want about how I got a nuclear, blah blah blah, lots of kills, didn't die a lot. Who cares about that stuff? This isn't 2009, right? No one cares about gameplay anymore. But that does not mean that you still can't have some good gameplay on the screen at the very least. So some of my topics for today, I want to talk about a few things in Black Ops 3, but I also want to talk about the NCAA tournament. I'm going to start off with that. So March Madness, of course, as usual, living up to its name. It's been pretty wild this year. We are now advancing to the Final Four, and I did talk about this a little bit on my main channel on one of the episodes of Constructing Los Angeles. I'm sure many of you guys saw that. And I want to just talk about the Final Four, my predictions, what I think, and I'll talk about some of the tournament and how it went down. So the Final Four is going to be Villanova, Oklahoma, which are both 2 seeds from the left side of the bracket. And then the right side of the bracket, you have North Carolina, the only 1 seed left, and a surprise, Syracuse, a 10 seed. So, again, I love to see the high-seeded teams make it to the Final Four. It always makes for an intriguing storyline, especially with a team like Syracuse that are normally a pretty good team, and it's kind of surprising for them to be such a high seed, that being a 10 seed, but they've been kind of having some bad years lately because of some sanctions or something like that. But anyway, they have a good coach, and they were able to make a run, which is pretty impressive to me. And what is even more impressive is that actually during my live stream last weekend, this was before the second 2 Final Four, or Elite Eight games, I should say, I actually predicted North Carolina and Syracuse to win those games. Not even kidding. It was before the games. I did predict Syracuse to win on my live stream, even though I didn't pick them. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with an upset for you guys on the stream. And that upset ended up happening. So that was pretty cool. So Syracuse in the Final Four, that's pretty interesting. I'm not so sure how they match up with North Carolina. I know they're in the same conference, the ACC, and Syracuse didn't do too well in the ACC during the regular season. So I'm thinking that North Carolina is probably going to take that game, but who knows? I mean, Virginia probably should have beat Syracuse as well. So who knows what will happen? It's March Madness. So anyway, let's get into my predictions. I'm going to start off with the left side of the bracket with Oklahoma versus Villanova. So this is an interesting game. Obviously, Villanova took down the number 1 seed, Kansas. They were the number 1 seed in the whole tournament, so that was pretty surprising. Villanova is an incredibly good offensive team. I didn't actually pick Villanova to go very far in my particular bracket because they lost in the Big East Tournament Championship game against Seton Hall, which is where my dad went to college. So I was thinking that, they're not that good. They lost to Seton Hall, Villanova, what are they? They're not that great of a team, and then, sure enough, they go to the Final Four, so Villanova's incredibly good offensively. They also have pretty solid defense as well, but offense is what they're known for. They've been averaging 90 points a game during this tournament. It's pretty wild. So I'm actually going to go with Villanova to win this game over Oklahoma. As far as I'm concerned, Oklahoma seems to be like a one-man army. And by the way, that's the end of the first half. We're moving on to the second half here. I think I popped kinetic armor right off the spawn. That's the specialist I'm using this game because kinetic armor is amazing. But anyway, I'm going to go with Villanova in the first game. Oklahoma's a one-man army with that guy, Buddy Hield. That guy scores 40 points a game, but other than that, don't really see a whole lot of threats on that team. So I'm going to go with Villanova because they have a more balanced approach, and they dominated the number 1 team in the tournament. Well, they didn't dominate them, but they won the game, so that was pretty good. Other side of the bracket, I'm going to pick North Carolina. I probably should ride the Syracuse train here because I did pick them in the Elite Eight game, despite No one thinking that we were going to win that game. So maybe they'll just keep the magic going. Usually the magic starts to fade for teams like this in the Final Four. I know Michigan State went to the Final Four last year. I believe they were like an 8 or 9 seed, maybe a 7 seed, and then they lost in the Final Four. So I think North Carolina's on a mission. I ultimately think they're going to win the national championship. So I'm going to pick North Carolina to beat Syracuse, and I think they're going to beat Villanova and win the national championship. Just for reference, my original bracket Final Four was Kansas, Oregon, North Carolina. Kansas, Oregon, Indiana, and I want to say Michigan State. So my bracket was completely busted. As you can see, I'm no expert on this stuff. There is nobody who's an expert on this stuff, so don't even take anybody's word for being an expert, because they're not. There's no way to predict this kind of shenanigans when it comes to the NCAA tournament, but that's about what I'm going to talk about for that today. I mean, it's a fun spectacle of a sports event every year, and I know a lot of people enjoy watching it, so I thought I would do a little bit of a commentary on it. But let's get into some other topics for the rest of this video. So while I'm running around trying to get this nuclear medal, I want to talk about some stuff in Black Ops 3, and the first thing I want to talk about is supply drops, right? If you follow the Black Ops 3 community, it's a pretty hot topic because a lot of people are kind of upset that you have to basically buy those COD points to get anything out of the supply drops, and Treyarch are starting to put a ton of weapons into things. So I was talking last episode on my Nuketown challenge that I really wanted to unlock the MX Garand, and I actually did get it. I actually got lucky and I unlocked the MX Garand with a supply drop. So that was lucky, you know. That's an aberration. But they added some new stuff in the game since then, and a lot of people are saying that that's you know, it's kind of annoying that you have to like pay to get this stuff, and I agree. I don't want to have to pay extra money to get like new guns. So that's why I would never particularly spend that money. That's just me. But I think it's an interesting topic. I think it's unfortunately going to continue to get worse because it's a business, so they're going to be trying to make as much money off the game as possible. And there are whack jobs out there that'll spend like $1,000 on this crap. It's a borderline gambling addiction. So anyway, like I said, I did get the MX Garand, the assault rifle, and that gun's really fun to use. I do enjoy that gun a lot. I think it's really cool. So I'm glad I got that, and I've been using it a lot. But other than that, I don't see myself, you know, getting any of the other weapons unless I get really lucky, because the chances of getting one is just too damn high. So last topic for this video is that they added Nuketown to the regular playlist in this game, and I personally don't like that a whole lot. I'm not a big fan of Nuketown. I like Nuketown on Black Ops 1, but I haven't really enjoyed it on the last 2 games, and that includes this one. I just don't like the maps that are like super duper small. It's just a little bit too hectic for me, but and everybody votes for it. So I would prefer them to not put Nuketown in the regular playlist. I'm not going to complain because I still really enjoy this game. I think it's a great Call of Duty. I have a lot of fun playing this game, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about for today. I'm going to have another Nuked Out challenge video coming up pretty soon. I'll record that later this week. Final score of this game was 75-2 with a nuclear on Exodus. Thanks for watching, guys.